Yo, what's good, guys? Welcome to another video on my page. Right, so this week has been a self reflecting week. Yeah, it has been a self reflecting week in the sense that I've lost, I experienced a bit of a betrayal this week, which affected my psychology. I started losing money, but I think everything happened for a reason. Yeah, everything happened for a reason, and it made me to lock in. Like not like I just put myself in the chart and I realized one thing and one thing only and back tested it and wow, it's been a crazy thing. You get what I mean? So today I'm going to be giving you guys a breakdown on the trades I would have taken if I have been if I have been patient and not trying to force my way on the market. And that's one thing I have realized now. As from today henceforth, I'm going to be trading 3 times a week. Yeah, I'm going to be trading 3 times a week. Why did I say that? First of all, I realized that me trying to force myself, trying to trade every day, made me lose money, even though it has made me pass prompt from one way or the other. But it gives this dopamine, this excessive dopamine, and you can enter a trade and boom, everything is just gonna go left, and your brain can't start to process everything, right? So um now I'm trying to reduce the load, and like they say, less is more. Get what I mean? Less is more. So now I'm trying to trade less, trade really the quality setup. I know people have been saying it, but it is not as easy as it sounds. No, because you just have to wait on the chart, and it's gonna be a long, long day. You get what I mean? So less is more, and I'm just trying to, you get what I mean, trying to, you know, understand my patience capacity. Because you being patient is not by you just saying it. It's how patient can you be? How can you sit without doing anything? And you know, most of us come into trading for making like we want to make money every day. And I think now we have to have that shift of mentality. Now I'm putting myself on a weekly wages, or you get what I mean. And that's something I've think about and seeing that profitable trader does that. You know, upcoming traders didn't realize that quick, and they have their mindset is kind of on the wrong path. So now let's see how this goes. I started it on the 25th of July 2026, right? The exact same time I'm shooting the video. I want to be trading 3 times a week. And if it's been a good one, I'm going all the way three, and just imagine you making three profits in a week. It's crazy amount of money and crazy amount of hour. That is 4 hour that's the target. 4 hour is target, 3 hour is target. Alright, so enough of the talking, let's get into the video. So let's look at what happened this week. Now, this week on XAUSD has been kind of sweet. Let's say sweet. Yeah, it has kind of been sweet. But before that, I saw something right now and I wanna check it out. Alright, so what has happened on gold today? This week, I mean. So first of all, gold on the weekly, so on the daily time frame, has been, normally we are in a downtrend, as you can see, a week before, in downtrend. And normally what was market was meant to do was, retrace and boom, continue back down there. And, market broke above that point, 6 points right there. Normally, market was, if we have to take in consideration what market did here, it's just only rotate and continue downward. Now that's when market is following a bearish momentum. But now market broke above that point. That's one confluence saying, oh, market might want to push. So the other confluence is, oh, fine, the market want to push to the upside. That market is not going to get to this point right there. This gray zone. You get what I mean? But this gray zone, I'm going to be using the body close. So market is not meant to pull back and break beneath this gray zone. Gonna change this color to make it a little bit deeper. Yeah, market is not meant to pull and break beneath this zone. I think let me use this. Yeah. And make it green a little bit big. Yeah, market is not meant to break beneath this green zone. If markets wanna go bullish, and I can see market had a little bit of retracement, but even break beneath and start to retest. So this is one of the confirmation that fine, market wanna go bullish. But that is just on the daily time frame. You have to confirm it on the what? On the 4 hour. And by confirming it, we have to, wait for a change of character. Right? Now, this is where the change of character lies. Change of character is gonna lie is here. It's going to lie here. Right? Change of character is going to lie here. And the reason why I said that is because if we are to look at this, we have this bearish, bearish, bearish. But now, this is how some people will have marked it out, but this is how I marked it out. Now, because on gold, I'm trading the body, right? I'm trading the body close. I'm trading the what? The body close. I'm trading the what? The body close. And you can see this is another what? This is another structure. Right there. That's another what? Lower high. As you can see, we have a lower high, lower high, lower high. And right there, we also have the lower high, lower high. So right there, anything that break above this point is gonna confirm what the daily time frame was saying. And as you can see, market has been weakening this point out. As you can see, market has been weakening it out. But remember, we said we are interested in bullish if market didn't break beneath this green zone, which market didn't do. The market had this impulsive break on the candle, on the 4 hour candle, this, right? Then that confirms the change of character. So what we are going to do now is we are going to wait for a bearish candle to be created. And this was the bearish candle that has been created. Then, we're going to start to look for our setup, right? Immediately that bearish candle was created. So my setup most times is, looking for the points that, momentum starts dying. Normally, few weeks back, this would have been my entry. But I realized that now, scenario like this, me just entering the trade-off of entering based off of this is not going to be really, really like major source of me saying I wanna enter the trade. But few weeks back, I'll have entered the trade like this, and but it's still a good trade. Or I would have entered immediately it breaks above that point. But I just wanna use my strategy. But few weeks back, because this work now doesn't mean it's going to be working every single time. You get what I mean? Though it worked, but it has a reason that it's rejected off of that point, and that is something you have to find. So basically, few weeks back, I would have entered from this point, but now it didn't really work out. So I was just waiting patiently for my setup, and when I realized that fine, market has broken above that point, as you can see, premise market is already was pushing, and we've gotten a continuous was they have a change of character on the 1 hour time frame. Then we have this continued structure. So basically, what I would have done normally was so I've entered from that point to then pull my buy beneath that point and stuff like that. But my strategy didn't still show up, and I'm not gonna force it. Yeah, but I mean, I'm not gonna force it. I just, it's not comparing to grab what you move. Just grab what the strategy tells you to grab, and that's how you're gonna, last long. Because sometimes because you miss the setup doesn't mean that this is what works, and by the time you try it next week, it's gonna feel you. You get what I mean? So I just left it. I left the trade, and I just kept waiting, hoping that I don't end the week setupless. I don't end the week not having a setup. Then voila, pom 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 pom. Normally, I do target my least RR was 3 hour. Was when I started to refine my strategy, I found out that 4 hour was also is a good RR. Risking $1,000 to make $4,000, making risking $100,000 to make $400,000, risking $500,000 to make probably like 2 point something million. You get what I mean? 4 hour is also worth taking a shot for as least when I refine my strategy. Yeah, just imagine you waiting on Monday, waiting on Tuesday, seeing this movement, and you'll be like, oh my god, man, let me be myself of sure. That kind of that's the time I said that trading is more of emotion. You'll be like, something in you telling you to fall that trade. And you might be lucky you fall the trade, you make a profit. You might be lucky. Next time you're gonna do that shit, man, you're gonna be whipped. You get what I mean? So that's why I say you just have to follow your discipline, follow your plan, be disciplined, and you get what I mean. If the strategy doesn't tell you to do something, don't fucking do it. Because if you do it, it's gonna bite you. Probably not today, but one day it's gonna bite you. And normally some people have this rejection, and a lot of people have different way they trade good. And for example, as you can see this line that I drew right here, market got set, rejected, you got set, rejected, got set, rejected. As you can see, it also got to that point, it's rejected. And what line was that? What line was that? Okay, this line right there. You can see. Right? So I waited. Didn't find the setup days. This also moved. Then I had this retracement. Then voila, my setup showed up this point. Now, my setup showed up this point is very, very easy. My setup is very, very easy. Just gonna have with this kind of movement. Then boom. Right? So in this kind of movement, this is kind of a downtrend. But there's something that always happen before the market move drastically. If this the first lower low, these are the other lower low. So sometimes it doesn't have to be like this. Sometimes it can be like this, right? Sometimes it can be like this. But there's one thing you want to pay attention to is the liquidity. That liquidity. The market reduces that liquidity, right? Sometimes it can also be like this. It's kind of like a double top kind of formation, right? Sometimes it can also be like this. And this week right here is gonna be what? It's gonna be so long. You get what I mean? It's gonna be so long, and this because we can just liquidate it. You get what I mean? So what we are looking at eventually is a form of liquidation, right? So expressing a liquidity sweep, and once the liquidity sweep has occurred, boom, we enter the what? We enter immediately, it occurs, and put our stop loss on where the other wick is. So let me show you what I'm trying to talk about. What I'm trying to talk about right now is this. Now we've gotten this. Remember, this is a 4-hour retracement. Right, this candle right is a 4-hour retracement. It's up on 7 o'clock and then 7 o'clock. Now we go to the 1-hour time frame. Right, this is the time we're going to be using the line chart. As you can see, line chart, that's where the body close. Where is the wick? Then that's the wick. As you can see, it swept it and immediately swept it. We enter right from there. Then target to 4 hours. As you can see, straight up, straight bullet. And target 6 or more. Straight bullet, straight up. Right, so you can also look for it on the 45 minutes. If you did not see it on the 1 hour, you can look for it on the 45 minutes also. I can look for it on the 30 minutes. So this is the time frame I use. It's a lot of practice and I realize 30 minutes, 45 minutes, 1 hour, 4 hour, daily and the weekly. It's also occurred on the 45 minutes also. As you can see, that's it. Then all this is kind of a distraction. Because we're going up, we are only paying attention to the liquidity so that happen beneath. As you can see, this is a lower low. Then this lower low had this liquidity resting there. Then this candle swept it and immediately swept it, boom, moving upside. So 1 hour and 45 minutes also, said that's a correct. And it also happened in 30 minutes. So see, everything is pointing to the same part, that it's sweeping. You get what I mean? Right. So this usually occur on the 30 minutes, 45 minutes, or 1 hour. So you're going to first wait for the 4-hour retracement candle to open to close. I mean, once it's closed, then you're gonna want to go down to the lower time frame to see if if the 4 hours going to continue going downward, or you want to retrace to the upside. And as you can see, for you kind of like the first 5 minutes lately. As you can see, it's boom, swept beneath that, creating a double bottom kind of vibe. Swept beneath that, immediately close, enter for the buy, and boom, we went straight up to what? 4 hour. And that's a very fast trade. Just one candle. Right? So we might have left it to give us more 7. Get what I mean? Right? So that wasn't still, after waiting for a whole 2 days, we finally got set up on New York session on a Wednesday. Then I think immediately that we also have a sell setup, which I didn't know is gonna take that, that creates momentum as retracement. And that was the video I made yesterday saying market is gonna pull to this point right there. But actually market didn't just pull to that point. It's destroyed it. And this is, I said 4 hour close. This was 4 hour close. This was the next candle. So once immediately this 4 hour close, I started looking into the lower time frame on the 1 hour. Right. So I started looking into the lower time frame, the 1 hour to see I'm gonna see that pattern again. And as you can see, I saw the same pattern again, but this time it's on the upside. You get what I mean? So remember, I want to pay attention to only the week, and this was the week that happened right there. That was the week. This top, that was the week, and this also swept it. Go to the 45 minutes or so to want to try and confirm it. It didn't happen. We didn't sit on the 45 minutes, but we saw this bullish one also that happened on the 1 hour at this point right there. Happened on the 1 hour. This point right there, as you can see, this is very sweet right there. It also happened on the 45 minute there. So I'll just check on the 30 minutes or so. So this doesn't mean if you don't sit on one time frame, you can't use the other time frame. No, you don't sit on one time frame, you just have to enter it. So that also happened on the 30 minutes, as you can see, into kind of a double bottom, but this week was long, it swept it. So most of the time, once you are good at it, immediately you see the sweep, you can sniper, you can, have the sniper entry. Immediately it's close beneath that, you can just immediately enter it. The cell, give it a little bit of a breathing room, and you can target wherever you want to target. This is next low, but who would have thought it's going to pull back? Yeah, you can just leave it, and you get what I mean. Just leave it, close a little bit of position, then let the rest flow as it like. And as you can see, this gave 14 hour. So on the day, on the week, we made let's say 15 hour. Then we also made I think 7, right? No, 8, no, 7. Made 7, so 15 plus 7, that is like 22 hour. Just get what I mean? So just imagine you risk a 1K on this, you're going to coming out with 15K just for 1K. One position, and you can, if you see your setup again, you can keep entering it. For example, this is one of the setup right there. Didn't close it, boom, bank. So you might decide to want to enter the sell from that point. The stop loss above there. You get what I mean? The markets are gonna continue right in there. So 22 plus 3, that's 25 hour. As you can see, this is how the week went by. Right, so let's see what next week has to offer. You just have to be patient, man. You just have to be patient. Give the market as its time, and don't just try to enter the trade based off of boredom, because that's one thing I've noticed, man. I'm making trade out of boredom, and it's always bites me, and it's also setting me back. So now I just want to be patient, groove, shoot more videos, just do something apart from trading that's gonna take my time and it's gonna be productive for my life. So I'm not gonna just be making some kind of random dumb ass decisions. You get what I mean? Right. So I hope this video was productive and useful. I'm going to be shooting what I expect for next week trade. I think I'm going to shoot that video now and I'm going to post it too. So this week is just going to be analyzing for next week and how this previous week has been. So with that being said, I hope you guys enjoyed the video and I'm going to be seeing you guys in the next video.